I spent 72 hours testing GPT-5 and it's a different beast. It's like having a PhD level expert in your pocket. Today, I will show you how to use it to 100x your productivity. So what's new in GPT-5? Well, first, it has built-in model selectors that automatically switches on deep thinking mode, so you don't have to choose between models anymore. It is significantly better at solving complex problems. It has a wider context window of 400,000 compared to GPT-4, which only had 128,000. This allows you to process over 700 page documents in one run. It also has less hallucinations, so the answers are more accurate. So let's go ahead and see GPT-5 in action. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Ahmed. I'm a professor and best-selling online instructor. I've taught over 500,000 students worldwide, and on this channel, I help you learn AI, large language models, and AI agents in a simple, easy, and fun way. Please check out my courses on Udemy. You will learn all about AI and AI agents, link in the description below. All right, so here we have Microsoft Copilot open, and to enable the GPT-5, which is the latest and greatest model by OpenAI, you can just go ahead and click on Try GPT, and now GPT-5 became on. And now you can go ahead and just prompt it similar to the previous legacy models that we used before. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to test the latest model when it comes to analyzing and visualizing data. So I'm going to say you have a data set and you want to explore it visually. I want you to create here different visualizations, and the input is going to be a structured data set. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to say add content, and I'm going to upload an Excel sheet that I've got here. And this is the Excel sheet. It's titled Employee Datasets. And if you'd like to go ahead and open it, now you should be able to see. Let me actually open it for you. So if you go ahead and open the sample datasets, this is the data. I've got here the employee ID, I got their salary information, and I also got their age. And I would like to go ahead and see if Microsoft Copilot, powered by GPT-5, is able to come up with a full analysis for us. So here we go. Let's go ahead and test it out. So what you see right now is Microsoft Copilot with GPT-5. It has advanced reasoning ability. So it's going to plan basically accordingly. It's gonna if you click here to see what is happening behind the scenes, it's gonna say, I'm gonna prepare to use Python to parse the Excel file. It's going to generate Python code, execute that Python code as well here. It's gonna design multiple visualizations as well, like scatter plots, histograms, correlation heat maps. It's going to prepare visualizations here and also a presentation here apparently. And here, these are the coding and execution part. So now you should be able to see a Python code that is being generated here. If you want to say show more lines, if you're familiar with those, you should see that there is a lot of matplotlib libraries and also what we call it Seaborn data visualization library as well. And this is the code. And please note that GPT-5 is actually far better compared to older models when it comes to agentic coding and software development. And if you're ever curious how GPT-5 how does it compare to previous models, here we got what we call it the Vellum leaderboard, and you should see all the different models and how they compare with one another. So when it comes, for example, to adaptive reasoning, you'll find actually Gemini is slightly better. But when it comes to here, if you check out the best in high school math, you'll find GPT-5 is actually by far better than all the other models. And here, when it comes to reasoning, GPT-5 and GPT-4 actually close to each other. And if you scroll down, you should see here what we got. We got the humanities last exam. And you will find GPT-5 is scoring around 36.2%. And this is kind of the most advanced, I would say, exam that includes all the human knowledge combined. And you see the jump from Grok 4 up till GPT-5. It's a big leap forward. So let's go back to Microsoft Copilot and see if that stands, I would say. So what you see here is the data visualization that has been created. You'll find that it's actually far better compared to the previous ones. You'll see the figure itself is slightly better. And also here it's showing you the median as well salary information. You'll also see here all the salary by job. If you keep going, this is a nice graph. I've never seen this graph generated by the older version of the model. It's actually pretty good. You see years of experience versus salary information, and color coded as well here by the department. You see this is a nice visual as well here. And if you keep going, this is a correlation heat map that shows you the correlations between all these different features. And if you keep going, these are all the different visuals, definitely far richer and better compared to previous models. If you go ahead and here also created a PowerPoint presentation, I actually didn't ask it to do that, but let's wait and see and check it out and see if the PowerPoint presentation makes sense. And here we go. So it was able to actually generate as well all these figures in a PowerPoint presentation. And these are the 10 images or figures that I asked it to do. Pretty amazing. And that's the first use case that we have here. So the second use case, well, I wanted to ask GPT-5 and see if it's able to generate a research paper for us. And I just want to see the depth of the reasoning of these models. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy that prompt. I wanted to publish a research paper focused on estimating the battery state of charge for electric vehicles. I wanted to conduct a literature review. And please note that here I do a lot of work in batteries. I didn't ask it to come up with a groundbreaking work or anything. These are kind of established algorithms that have been around for the past 20 plus years. And I'm going to ask it to develop a simulation model for us. I'm asking also to analyze the data, generate figures, and write a complete research paper for us, including abstract, introduction, methodology, results, and conclusion, and future work as well. So what I'm going to do is just going to simply copy that prompt, and let's go back and see if GPT-5, so of course I'm going to go ahead and enable it, and I'm going to paste that prompt here and just click run. And let's see if it's able to come up with a sample. I don't want to call it research paper, but maybe like a research report. And here we go. So right now it's outlining the research plan. Let's take a look at the plan. So it's going to plan to generate synthetic data for us. It's going to implement an equivalent circuit-based model or ECM model. It's going to apply an extended Kalman filter. Again, don't worry about it if you're not familiar with those, but you can go ahead and check this one out. So it's going to review a ton of research articles here. It's going to prepare here a simulation, and this is basically the plan. So now it seems that it's searching, it's actually looking up different research papers. This is quite astonishing if you think about it. So it read here multiple papers that uses Kalman filtering. And if you go ahead, you can see these are kind of a bit of older papers as well. And now it's implementing that simulation setup. It's going to run the extended Kalman filter implementation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back when the report is generated. All right, so let's go ahead and see. So if you scroll down, you should see a literature review here has been created and showing you references as well to where it obtained that information. And if you keep going, you should see a simulation. So it actually wrote down the equations, and I'm very familiar with those equations. And I can confirm that these equations are actually quite accurate overall. And if you keep going, you should see the results and analysis. So it was able to write down the equations, do the simulation here as well, generate synthetic data, but it's still right now kind of generating the figures as well for the paper. And it's telling you that the manuscript here is ready to paste into a journal template, which is quite crazy if you think about it. Okay, so again, you can see here all the different equations, but it's still running. So let's wait and see if it was able to generate these images. And here we go. So now you should see this is the true versus estimated state of charge over time. It's actually pretty amazing if you think about it. Of course, here we got the RMSE as well. And these are the comparison of the error as well, or the RMSE, between all the different, so the ran a sensitivity analysis basically here. And this is, I would say, like quite incredible, because think of this as kind of the starting point. Of course, it didn't come up with groundbreaking knowledge just yet, but we are expecting over the next year or two that artificial intelligence will start to come up with new ideas and will hopefully help us as find cure for cancer, diabetes, and all these diseases as well. Please don't use this tool to generate research paper or submit it as your work, because this is considered unethical. And you can, of course, use this tool to brainstorm ideas, to help you maybe with the equations, for example, understand advanced concepts. But unless you wanted to include GPT-5, for example, as one of the co-authors on the paper, you can't just go ahead and use this to generate a paper and also publish it in a journal or a conference. All right, so the new GPT-5 model actually has automatic search capability. So you don't need to enable the search and ask it to go ahead and search the web for you. So for example, you can go ahead and ask it, okay, what is the weather, for example, here in Toronto today? And now GPT-5 here is going to come up with an answer here for you. It's actually doing search on your behalf. And now you should get the feedback here right away. And please note that if you go back to ChatGPT as an example and paste the exact same prompt and run it, you'll find that the searching, of course, the web, the interface actually much nicer here. So I hope Microsoft is going to fix that and maybe make it slightly visually appealing, for example. And you can go ahead and ask it, for example, well, I want to go back here and I want to ask it, provide me with real-time information about the prices of Bitcoin as an example. And now Microsoft Copilot is going to go do search for us. It's going to come back with a price and also with references as well here. If you go back to ChatGPT, which is I really like, is you should see a live chart that will be created here for you. And look at this. This is far better. And again, I hope to see this in Microsoft Copilot too. So now you should see here, it's an interactive chart. It can show you the prices as well and all the gains as well here for Bitcoin over the years. And this is definitely far better compared to the previous older models. You can see here as well, kind of looks like it's a deep, advanced research that has been done and showing you all the different resources here as well. Okay, what you could do as well is if you would like to summarize a lot of information, you can go ahead and ask Copilot, what do people say about the new GPT-5 model? And you can go ahead and ask as well the same question here to ChatGPT. And it seems that here Microsoft is actually using a slightly different model or version of GPT-5. It seems that the results are kind of slightly different. Definitely here in ChatGPT is far better. And you can see here, for example, it's showing you what people are saying. So this is actually far better analysis compared to before, showing you all the references as well. And you can go back and you can see here the results too. Okay, it's only referenced one source. However, here it referenced many sources as an example. Okay. All right, next, let's go ahead and test the image generation capability of these models. So if I go ahead and click on try GPT-5, GPT-5 is on. And now I'm going to ask it to please go ahead and I want you to generate an image of the top 5 traffic signs with the description below them. And I'm actually going to go back and do the same deal here as well in ChatGPT too. So I'm going to go ahead and run it as well. And here we go. So now Microsoft Copilot is generating or creating an image. And let's wait and see as well here in ChatGPT. And please note with GPT-5, it's multimodal. It has been trained on vision, on images, on text, and also on audio data as well. And it should get slightly better results compared to the previous models. So let's wait and see. All right, so here we go. Now you should be able to see all the 5 traffic signs have been generated and also with a slight description as well underneath them. If you go back, you should see as well here, this is again quite good too. And what we had before, some issues, especially in ChatGPT, for example, is that when you wanted to translate from one language to the other and include images or vision as well, we found that the models actually perform poorly. So let's go ahead and ask it to generate an image of the same signs and let's try maybe a different language. I'm gonna say, for example, do that in, let's say, Spanish. Let's go ahead and run it. And I'm gonna copy the same prompt as well. I'm gonna go back here and let's see if I'm able to change from one language to the other using Microsoft Copilot and also using ChatGPT here, of course, GPT-5 running behind the scenes. So let's wait and see. All right, so here we go. Now you should be able to see the image here has been generated in Spanish with all the text here as well. And if you go back to ChatGPT, you will find the results actually far better compared to what we had before with the previous older models. What I wanted to do next is I would like to test Microsoft Copilot ability to understand science and understand maybe complex diagrams or equations. So what I got here is I got actually one of the research papers that we published recently. And here we got a diagram, okay? And this diagram is quite advanced, I would say. It includes an entire methodology to try to estimate or predict the battery state of health, for example. So what I wanted to do is I would like to see if Microsoft Copilot or ChatGPT here is able to understand what I mean by this image. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back and I'm going to start a new chat. I'm going to start or enable GPT-5 and I'm going to navigate to our image, and this is going to be the image here, okay? And what I'm going to do as well is I would like to go ahead and open another image as well. And this image is related to cancer research. I got this from another journal paper. And they're actually both applying object detection and artificial intelligence into these two different fields. One on batteries and one in cancer detection. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to grab these two images, paste them here, and it's telling you, well, Copilot supports only one image with no additional content per prompt. It's actually quite strange. Maybe let's try one sample image only. Let's try the battery one because I'm familiar with it. And let's go ahead and ask it, can you explain what's happening here? And even with the spelling mistakes, let's go ahead and see. And if you go back to ChatGPT, let's start here a new chat with GPT-5. Let's go ahead here and paste these two images. So now it accepts more than one image, which is quite strange, even though they're supposedly using the same model behind the scenes. I'm gonna say what's happening here. So let's wait and see if GPT-5 is able to understand. So now GPT-5 was able to detect that image one has tumor cell detection. So it's actually pretty good. It's actually using artificial intelligence, using one of the YOLO model, or you only look once model, to detect the cancer. And this is in short, and it actually was able to detect image 2 as well, about the battery state of health estimation. It's able to come up with the fusion layer that combines both of them. It's actually pretty accurate. And together, first diagram is AI in medicine, second diagram AI in energy. So now you can ask it, okay, what are the similarities between the two pipelines? What are the differences? I'm gonna say, sure, show me. So let's do that. And I can go back to Microsoft Copilot and you should be able to see here what the image is actually doing. Okay, so it's actually pretty accurate as well. But of course here, this ChatGPT allows you to upload more than one image at once as an example. So here you should be able to see as well the comparison between these two views, and you can try to come up with new ideas by leveraging these artificial intelligence models in your work and in your research as well. All right, so the last prompt that I wanted to share with you is the ability of these large language models to build apps and run those apps without writing any code. So let me show you. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna say, I want you to create a beautifully highly interactive web app for my partner, an English speaker, to learn French. And here I'm giving basically instructions to the AI to come up with an application for us. So if I can go ahead and paste it here in Microsoft Copilot, and if I can go back to ChatGPT, of course, it's powered by GPT-5. I'm just gonna paste this prompt here, and let's wait and see. Please note that Copilot is just gonna generate that code. You won't be able to run or execute that code just yet. But if you go back to ChatGPT, you'll find that it's basically creating these tasks behind the scenes, incorporating voice for pronunciation as well. And you should see a code that is going to be running or generated right now. You'll be able to run that code too. And it's building that snake-like game here for us. If you go back to Microsoft Copilot, it's showing you I've started building your French app. It's asking you for next steps. Okay. And if you go back here, let's wait and see. All right, and look at this. Now the code is being generated here for the app, and I tested out before and the app was beautiful. I was impressed by it. And you should see that if you go back to Microsoft Copilot, it's still asking you for a few questions. I'm not sure. Package the app in downloadable file. I'm gonna say yes. Let's go back and here, take a look. So these are all the translations of all the words from English to French. And here it's still building the application for us, and you can interact with it here in plain English. And this is what we call it, that vibe coding. Now you are writing in plain English what you want the application to do. And now artificial intelligence is doing kind of all the work here for you behind the scenes. Please note that if you don't understand coding, it will be very hard for you to troubleshoot or understand what is going on here behind the scenes. If you go back to Microsoft Copilot, still, I'm not sure why it is doing that. And if you go back, let's wait and see until so let's go back and let's wait and see when the app is built. I'm gonna show it to you in action. All right, so here we go. Now the code has been generated. If you click on run code, you should see a nice application that has been created here for you. And let's test it out. If you try maybe like flashcards, this is Bonjour. You can go ahead and click maybe like practice, and let's wait and see. Okay, so I knew it. Maybe you can say click skip. It's actually working. It's pretty good. And if you go to mouse and cheese, you can see here a nice game. You can click on start and you can play a game, which is quite astonishing. So this game would have taken maybe a human, let's say a week or something to create. And now all of that has been created on the spot with the power of artificial intelligence. Please note that if you go to Microsoft Copilot, it's going to give you the code. So you should be able to see the code here that is being generated, but you need to go and actually run it and execute it. It's going to give you the downloadable file. So up until now, you won't be able to run it directly in Copilot, but here, of course, you can do it here with ChatGPT as an example. That's it. That's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I've got a ton of practical AI tutorials coming your way. And don't forget to join our AI community where you can get all the prompts, slides, and connect with others building the future of AI. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.